Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Christina, coming to you from the Catio. And today our convo is talking about what leads up to the final discard. Well, if you're new to the channel, you might not know, but most narcissists plan in detail how they are going to discard you if you do not leave them first. So I truly believe my narcissist planned every aspect of my discard, and he had it in the works for a while. And after 18 years, you would think, oh, there's no way someone's just going to ghost you and not speak to you, tell you to change your address, and not give you any closure. No, the narcissist, that is their MO. And every narcissist is going to make sure it happens. They discard you at a time, whether it be around holidays, birthdays, perhaps a family member has passed, something that's going to really definitely make the impact of the discard even worse for you. So anyways, but leading up to the discard, what happens? What is it that finally triggers the narcissist to say, oh, time to discard them? They've been planning it since the day they met you because they truly do hate you. And they have no love for you, no empathy, absolutely no, disregard for how you feel or what is the right thing to do. So for me, I, of course, have spent the last 8 months since my discard began really going over, and I'm sure people say, oh, well, you're ruminating. And yes, to an extent, of course, but you're going to go over and over in your mind and play out the scenarios and think back and go, okay, now this makes sense. This is why they did that. This is what they meant when they did this. So, and it's only human nature because it's part of the healing process. You have to finally gain clarity and understanding of what actually happened and that you're not dealing with a person who has any intention of being caring and loving to you. You're dealing with a predator, and these predators definitely plan the discard. It's something that they blow up every relationship they have, and something I think they enjoy. I think they enjoy planning the discard. They enjoy your demise. So, but going back over in my mind, the months leading up to it, the first thing was he was having a 2-year affair with a woman who he rode bicycles with. And I knew that he was having an affair with her. Even though I never caught them red-handed, in bed together, he was spending all of his days while I was at work. He was out riding bicycles with her. And, so finally, what actually wound up happening was she being the new supply that he was having the affair with, she actually passed away. Riding her bicycle, she was actually hit by a vehicle and killed. So after that, I made it a point to tell him, hey, if you're going to ride with any other women, I would really like to meet them so I feel more comfortable. The fact that I know who you're spending time with and that it's, completely a platonic relationship. So I think immediately, once he knew that I knew he had an affair, and I actually set a boundary. And I didn't even think. I thought, he's broken down all my boundaries. Now that I'm looking back in hindsight, I actually did set a boundary. And the boundary was, okay, at the time, I'm thinking, you've had one indiscretion. I'm willing to move past it and work through it. We've been together 18 years. And in his mind, he refused to take accountability. He knew he was caught red-handed. And at that point, the only option was, no, if you're going to ride with other women, boundary. I'm going to meet her. That's only fair to the person you're in a long-term, committed, monogamous relationship with. So that was the first thing. The second thing that leading up to the discard, was one of our cats, actually, Pikachu. He became ill with cancer, and he did wind up having to be put down. Well, my narc abuser was actually at one of his flea market shows, and I had to make that decision. I mean, I did call with the veterinarian, with our vet that we trust and all that, to let him know, like, this is something we need to do now. We don't want him to suffer anymore. So I made the decision, with him in respect over the phone, but he wasn't physically there. But I was able to put down Pikachu by myself. And I will say it gave me a lot of strength and courage because it's something I didn't think I could do. I could barely do anything without the narcissist. So that was a huge game changing step for me because it showed, and not only for me, and gave me confidence that, hey, I can make this decision because I know it's the best one for Pikachu and for, one of my cats that I love so dearly. But also, he seen and said, okay, she already knows I've had an affair. She's already put up a boundary. And now she's actually taking the initiative to do things that would not normally, she wouldn't have done on her own without me. So I think once he realized that, it was pretty much downhill from there. Another thing, he started at the end. He got on, when he was coming back from that same show, he went on a 2-hour rant, rage fit driving home and belittling me as much as possible. And I started doing this in the months leading up to the discard, but I started doing, which at the time I didn't know what gray rocking was, but I started just being almost like emotionless and not give him the reaction that he wanted from me. So say, for instance, he would say to me, well, you went in response to me asking to meet any of the women he might be potentially riding his bicycle with. And me saying, hey, I'd really like to, meet them. He would say, well, you're too embarrassing. I can't bring you out in public and introduce you to anybody. And I said, okay. And again, staying completely calm. Well, why not? What do I do that's so embarrassing? Well, you shake hands too hard. Okay. Well, I still need to meet them. And he would say, how embarrassed he was of the way I look, and that's another reason why he wouldn't bring me out in public. And instead of crying, instead of begging him, or saying, hey, I'll lose weight, or I'll do this or that, I simply said to him, you know what? I'm very proud to be on your arm, and I'm sorry you feel that way. And I just kept my emotions completely in line, completely in check, and I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. He watched me cry too many times. I begged the man to let me stay, let me change. He had me so manipulated for 18 years that I truly felt that I couldn't do anything without him. He was the only person, even though he was the one who hurt me, was the only one that could also make me feel good. And that's why this journey of coming out from being discarded, and now I'm learning to take care of myself better, focus on me, some self-healing, self-care, sticking with therapy, breaking the trauma bond. These are all things that take so much time, and you don't realize how hard it is until you've walked down the path of narcissistic abuse. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit about what leads up to the final discard, because I think sometimes we think, oh, it's out of the blue, but there are things that we have done or started to implement, setting up boundaries, actually when they get that glimpse that they think, oh no, she's on to me, he's on to me, they know, or they think that you're going to find out what they are very soon if you haven't already, then they need to move on and monkey branch to that next supply, which they always have somebody lined up, or multiple in my narcissist abuser's case. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening to today's video and our convo. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, anything you can do that's going to help push this kind of content out onto YouTube so others have better access to it and possibly can understand what they're going through and get out a lot sooner than waiting for 18 years for a discard like I did. So until next time, guys, take care. Bye.